All right, here we go. We are live, straight politicking on all you suckers out there. And man, there's so many suckers out there, especially on YouTube and on the internet. It's unbelievable, man. I remember when there was no suckers. Now it's a lot of suckers out there. But I'm Alex Alonso 101. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube on that handle. And don't forget to listen to our podcast if you like to just listen. And I'm here with the co-host, Munchie B, the mayor from out of Inglewood, from out of the city of champions, La Ciudad de Campeones, the most winningest city per capita in America.
All we need is the Clippers to win one in the Tour Dome. Then
You already got, I think, 6 titles. 5 with the Lakers, 1 with the
Rams.
with the Rams, right?
Yeah, but we need the Clippers to get one.
Can you imagine there are large cities that don't even have half of that? And Inglewood got 6.
Right.
It's insane.
It makes sense, you know.
Well,
Makes sense.
and there's probably a couple more to come in the next decade.
Right.
Yeah, it definitely put Inglewood on the map more than, well, everyone says that
Mac 10.
Chicken Hawking put Inglewood on the map.
Most definitely Mac 10 put the city on the map.
But them Lakers and them titles put the city on the map, too.
yeah. I remember Kobe with the afro when he came in the league airballing.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Kobe debuted in the Staples Center, not at the Forum.
No.
100%.
How? How was that?
Because Kobe came out, he was a rookie in 96. They had already...
No.
Oh, wait up.
No, he was at the Forum, bro.
You know what? You're right.
You're
right.
He came in place of Eldon Campbell.
100% right. I meant to say they didn't win their titles, him and Shaq, until the Staples Center.
No, I'm saying he but I admire that about him. He wasn't shy. You know how people get on the court and they just pass it. They scared to take that shot.
And shoot all them air balls?
He had the air ball a couple of times before he started getting it right. And I remember he wasn't just knocking it down Mamba style in the beginning. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
Eldon Campbell, Van
Excellent.
How you say it? Vladi
Divac would smoke a pack of cigarettes before every game.
Vladi Divac. You know what I'm saying? What's my boy Fox? Rick Fox?
Rick Fox, the defensive stopper.
Rick Fox, yeah. And then Eddie Campbell was number 6. I remember. Not Eddie Campbell, Eddie Jones before you know.
Yeah. So yeah, they did play at the Forum for 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But damn it, if they didn't leave, there would have been 3 more Inglewood titles.
Yeah, man, we should have just updated the Forum, you know, and kept them there.
Well, that was during the rebuilding stage of downtown L.A.
Right.
L.A. went through a transformation in the 90s and pretty much became, I guess, a world-class city. Even there's people that complain about it now, but trust me, L.A. downtown used to be a ghost town. I used to work down there when I was a teenager. It was a ghost town. Now it's got restaurants, L.A. Live, the Staples Center, skyscrapers, all kind of stuff. But it still got its issues.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the city of Inglewood, man. We just need the Clippers. Since y'all go be in the city, y'all got to do some winning, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm sure Inglewood will get a couple more titles over the years.
You're not saying the Clippers. You keep saying Inglewood again.
I don't know if the Clippers will do it.
Yeah, you putting it all on the Rams.
But there's 2 football teams in Inglewood now, right?
You got the Chargers.
The Chargers and the Rams?
Yeah, you got the Chargers and the Rams. But, you know, they ain't Inglewood, but I ain't going to keep saying it. Yeah.
Do they play in the same stadium or they got their own stadiums?
No, the Chargers play at the SoFi Stadium also.
Okay. There's another stadium, though, right, that they built or they're going to build?
I don't think so, because that was at the Home Depot Center in Carson, but then they came with the Rams and they shared the SoFi Stadium.
So Inglewood doesn't have the Intuit Dome?
Intuit Dome is for the Clippers.
Oh, that's for the Clippers.
That's what I'm saying. The Clippers need to win one since they go be.
So they made the Intuit Dome. So they do have 2 stadiums, one for basketball, one for football.
Right.
Okay. But and the original Forum is owned by I don't know if Faithful Central still owns it.
No.
They bought it. Now it's the Kia Center, right?
That's the Kia Center, I believe. Yep.
Yeah.
So it just be advanced concerts there, things like that.
I remember Faithful Central had bought it, and they paid a lot of money.
That didn't make sense though.
Well, they was using it and renting it out too.
Yeah, it still didn't make sense. They wasn't good. You see, they ain't got it now.
I guess. Hey, they sold it for a profit. even though their churches are not for profit, but technically it's a profit. And I'm surprised they even had the $30 million to buy it in the first place. How does a church have $30 million? You know, that's a lot of donations.
Make you wonder.
Yeah. But hey man, we got lawsuits flying left and right, up and down, finally, because for a long time nobody in our space, in our genre, was really messing with the civil lawsuits. And we got one good one and I would say one bad one.
Mm-hmm.
The Byron Blake one, that's a good one.
I tip my hat to that man.
Yeah, that's a good one. The Jalik one, that's a horrible one.
Horrible.
Yeah, I don't believe, in my opinion, that's not going anywhere.
No legs to stand on.
No, none at all. And let me tell you this was really interesting. You know, I like to go on Social Blade and look up sometimes the data on different channels.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up the data on her channel early June. And you can only see the data for the last 30 days unless you're a paying member, which I'm not. So you can only see the last 30 days. And it showed me when I looked at it, 2-3 months ago, that she had deleted, I want to say 50, 75 videos off her channel. And it's consistent with the date she started to plan this lawsuit. So what does that tell us? She deleted, let's say I don't know, I have a screenshot of it, but I don't remember what the number was, but it was a huge number. Right. I was saying to myself, why would somebody delete so many videos off their channel? And I remember she did a video talking about, I'm rebranding myself. Yo, she deleted those videos, in my opinion, Munchie, to support her lawsuit. Because some of those videos support some of the things that Spouty Face was saying. They support some of the things that Gangland Neem was saying.
Right.
But because she deleted so many videos, she's trying to present a narrative that's not accurate.
Yeah, and it's pointless because we talking about Gangland Neem being a reacting channel, so the content is still there. Where you said they defamed you and you trying to hide it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, a lot of the content is still there, but I think that if they do their research and point that out and present that to the judge as well, I think that could represent a level of consciousness of guilt that you're hiding. I remember watching the trial of the young football player whose ex-girlfriend sent her brother and maybe two or three other dudes to his house, and she initially told these dudes to shoot his shit up in a text message. But when they went there, the football player was ready. Those young men messed around and found out, and the football player ended up killing one of them.
I remember this.
So there were text messages that the police started to investigate, and all the text messages on her side of the phone were deleted. The text messages on the other side revealed what she had said. So basically what she did was she gave her phone to the police, but she deleted all the stuff like shoot his shit up, all the negative stuff. Consciousness of guilt. Why are you deleting all these text messages? Because you were to blame. And he got acquitted, by the way.
I remember this.
Yeah, it was incredible. I was hoping he got acquitted because I'm watching this, and she testified she was a horrible witness. Horrible witness.
Isn't it true that you were the first person to become physically violent with Travis and not the other way around?
No.
Not at all?
When we were in the house, he was already nudging me to get out.
You were the one that was first physically violent, were you not?
If you can play something or show me something, I can't recall the exact steps of the moments. Okay.
Question. Okay, so you were the first one to become physically violent with Travis, not the other way around. Answer. Correct.
Yes, I said correct.
You remember that?
Yes.
So you were the first one to become physically violent with Travis, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you told us under oath on November 8th of 2021.
Yes.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, but But today, you're just saying that's not
I didn't say that. I said I didn't remember. I said if you can show me something to recall in my memory. I just said that.
Yeah, you do remember that you were
Correct.
the one that started being physically violent with him.
Yes, after he started calling me names in my face, running me down, yes. I tried to push him away from me.
And you testified that he was disrespectful yesterday. That's the moral of the story. Is that correct?
Correct.
Isn't the moral of the story is that you sent your brother and his friends to go kill Travis?
No, the moral of the story is him putting his hands on me. That is really the basis of everything. And I didn't send my brothers to kill him.
No, you just sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
I didn't say shoot him.
You sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
Correct.
Tell the jury what the shit is.
When you're angry, you say things. I'm sure everyone in this courtroom has said something when you're... I'm trying to speak. If you want me to answer your question, you have to let me answer your question.
Well, if you were responsive to my question, I wouldn't have to.
All right. Answer the question, please.
Okay. Can you repeat your question?
Question was shit. What does shit mean in the context of that text?
Anything but him.
Okay. So it could have been his brother.
No.
It could have been the house.
Nothing violent toward a person.
On what planet
His
does
mother's
that
house,
mean that?
right?
I was upset and my adrenaline was running and I said something that I didn't mean. That's the bottom line of that. I didn't mean for my brothers to do any of that. That's why when my brother left the house, he did not have a firearm on him.
Okay, you told the jury that shit meant anything other than a person, right? That's what you just told them. You remember that?
Okay, can I clarify the jury?
Finish my question.
Okay.
Didn't you just tell the jury that shit meant anything other than a person? Yes or no?
I would like to clarify that.
Well, answer yes or no, and then you can clarify. Did you not just tell them that?
I did tell them that, but I want to clarify what I mean.
Okay.
When I said that, I was upset. I was angry, and I said something that I didn't mean. My adrenaline was running. I am clarifying my answer. Am I not?
Go ahead. Finish.
So I was upset, and I ended up saying something that I didn't mean. Like, people say things when they're upset that they don't mean all the time. But since the situation has happened, it obviously blew up 20 times more. But I didn't necessarily mean for anything to happen to Travis, his family, his house, or anything. It was like my second home. I would not want anything to happen there.
On the video we saw, you went back in the house for the purpose of getting your tequila bottle, right?
I was grabbing all my things. I think I still had things on the couch as well.
One of the things you went back into the house to grab was your tequila bottle, was it not?
Correct.
The bottle that you had bought early that evening.
Correct.
That was your bottle, not Travis's, right?
Correct.
And isn't it a fact that you started hitting him, and we saw that on the video yesterday, that you started hitting him with your fists?
Yes.
Okay? And you were slapping him, were you not?
I don't think I slapped him, but I did like throw a punch or two, at him so I can go in there and get my stuff. He wasn't letting me.
Okay, so he was physically holding you and not letting you go in?
He was blocking me from going in. He's telling me to get my things. I'm going in there to get my things. Then he's blocking me saying like, back up.
And he never raised a hand and touched you, did he not?
Yeah, he was raising his hand the whole time, like grabbing me, pushing me back. Yeah, the whole time.
Okay, so did he punch you?
No, he didn't punch me.
Did he slap you?
No, he didn't slap me.
Did he pick up any objects and hit you over the head with them?
No.
So other than standing there, right, and he did absolutely nothing else to you?
Just a physical altercation without punching or slapping or anything like that. Just the grabbing me up and DJ trying to grab him. It was...
Where was he grabbing you? Was he grabbing you by the hair?
just like by my shoulders, but like by my arms, like trying to get out, things like that.
Even though he's the one that told you to get the F out of his house, right?
No, he told me to go in there and get my stuff.
Because he wanted you out. He wanted you out of there,
And I was leaving with my things that I brought.
including your bottle.
It doesn't matter about the bottle, but I wanted my actual clothes and things that I brought because I used to sleep over there all the time.
But when you send your brother and two other guys to go shoot his shit up, what does that mean? You know, she testified, said, well, I didn't really mean like literally shoot his shit up. I just meant go over there. And the Lord was like, no, you shoot your shit up. that means to use a gun, right? No, I didn't really mean that. So her own words came back to haunt her.
It's starting to seem like these females that's in their feelings make horrible witnesses. Like the woman that got on the stand against Stephon Diggs, horrible witness. This young lady you speaking of right now,
Yeah.
horrible witness. It seems like when they got this, they feelings involved and they trying to, they don't make good witnesses.
Well, it helped him get acquitted, though. So
I don't even think Cassie was a good witness because it seems to me that she seemed like she still had feelings for Puffy on the stand, and then she told the truth, and her testimony don't seem too damning. I don't know. But
well, we didn't get to see hers because feds don't allow cameras in.
I'm just saying what was reported back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of reminds me of what Jalik is doing. That's why I brought that up.
And she gonna be a horrible witness.
She's deleting some of the history. You making Spody Face look dumb for saying statements to a video that you ended up deleting. Now I'm sure that content exists somewhere else. Hopefully,
They should record the disposition. It'd be great content.
oh yeah, man. So I hope they do their research and I wonder if YouTube actually preserves how long they preserve deleted videos. I know Instagram and Facebook, they preserve everything you delete for, I don't know, like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So when you delete something, as you probably have already heard, Munchie, it's not really deleted yet.
Right.
It takes some time. But I don't know about YouTube because YouTube, the data on YouTube takes up so much space. I'm taking a guess, but I'm sure they're glad to delete stuff off their servers because you're talking about hour-long videos, 3 and 4 hour-long lives. They save multiple versions of each video because they got the 1080 version, the 720 version, the lower resolution version. I mean, it just costs millions and millions of dollars just to store all of the videos that YouTube has. So I don't know how long they preserve it, but hopefully it's only been 2 months since she deleted them.
Yeah, and they go to court October, early October. So we go see what goes on. It's a waste of time though.
And then she also admitted on No Jumper, which those videos still exist, that she does her journalism stuff about 85% of the time, and about 15% of the time she be on her bullshit, which is meaning she don't mind defaming and lying and talking her ish on people about 15% of the time, which she is suing these people for doing, allegedly doing. Which they didn't do.
Right.
I watch Gangland Neem all the time, and he is never out of pocket. Never.
Yeah, we about to just watch her waste her time. If she want to make some content, have your little friend record the deposition and put it out. That would be some great content for you. At least do your thing, man.
Yeah. And, you could always get a lawyer to take up a stupid case, unfortunately.
I wouldn't even get a lawyer for that.
Well, it's good to have a lawyer, but it's a frivolous case, and lawyers take frivolous cases all the time.
Because they'll take your money.
Yeah. I had a lawyer. I had a tenant sue me, calling me a slumlord, and she was able to convince a lawyer to take the case. We later found out that the lawyer and her were dating.
I don't know how you found that out.
Oh yeah, we found out a lot of stuff on her. I was trying to tell the lawyer all the stuff, all the dirt on her, and he was like, "Well, we can't use that. We can't say that. That's not gonna help." I'm like, "But damn, I want the judge to hear this shit because I had a judge trial. I didn't have a jury trial. But lawyers will take frivolous cases all the time, and that is frivolous, Miss Jalik. All right, man. But not Byron Blake's though. I think Byron Blake's is a solid case, and I look forward to listening the progress of that case.
Me as well.
Now, some might say, Munchie, that the prosecution against Keefe D is frivolous because it's 30 years later. But of course, there are no statute of limitations on a homicide, so maybe frivolous is not the proper term.
Well, I think for the conviction, it's like having an antique conviction. Just even retiring with that on your record, like I convicted the murderer of Tupac Shakur. It's a notch on your belt. You know what I mean?
for the Vegas.
For the prosecutor.
Yeah.
To have that on your record, it's a good look.
Oh yeah, that's something that he's gonna always bring up at cocktail parties and get-togethers. That I put Tupac's killer away. But what's interesting and unique about this case is that we all know that Keefe D was not the trigger person. That's not even the allegation.
Right.
I don't know how often that a person is convicted for a murder 30 years later and not be the trigger person, only be the conspirer. That I'd have to look that up. But how many people? I mean, we've heard of people getting convicted 20, 30 years later all the time, but they're usually the one that actually did it.
Right.
They were the one that peeled that cap. But the one to conspire 30 years later, that's a different type of conviction.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Listening to him talk to that the Las Vegas news lady, it seemed like he more comfortable now. Do it sound like that to you?
No, I feel like he's nervous.
It sounded like he more comfortable, and it seemed like he settled in, and I think he kind of facing the realization he might not get out.
Well, that might be the case, but I think the interview he did last week or a week and a half ago with that media lady was just a desperation move to win over public opinion.
Yeah, I think he faced reality. It is what it is. He gonna be stuck. I think he faced reality because when I listen to his voice, he don't sound like he's nervous. And then how he answered the question about was he offered a plea deal, his response, it sounded like it is what it is type response. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, and within the same month, Suge Knight's giving an interview. We got Keefe D actually did a camera interview where they allowed the crew to go into Clark County Jail and do the interview. But if you remember, when he spoke, it didn't sound crisp. They didn't mic him, and the media wasn't allowed to put a mic on him for security reasons. I don't know why that was. So when the lady talks, you hear her nice and crispy clear. When he talks, you hear more of an echo. You hear all the space. So that was an in-person interview, but Suge Knight just gave an over-the-phone interview with Harvey Levin of TMZ. And that's kind of interesting because they're both talking about the same situation, man.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't check it out. What Suge? I didn't check it out.
All right, I have a few clips here, but one of the things he's doing, I could tell he's trying to promote a book that he's got coming out soon, because he manages to mention his book multiple times in this interview. I got a few clips. I got 4 short clips of this interview, and we are going to play clip 1 right now.
You know, a lot of the people in this case now have died, and
including the man who allegedly pulled the trigger.
That's right. But the one person who knows a lot is Suge Knight.
Is Suge.
And Suge, up to this point, has said, I ain't talking. I'm not talking. I am not talking. But Suge at least is talking to us,
right,
because he is on the phone with us right now.
And I'm imagining he is going to be watching what happens in this trial very closely. And he is joining us now. Suge Knight, welcome back to TMZ Live.
What's up with y'all, man?
So listen, and number one, we really appreciate you calling. We should let people know that you are incarcerated now, so you may hear a prison voice,
right,
kind of monitoring.
From time to time.
But look, what do you make of
Harvey, I think everybody know I'm in the penitentiary.
I mean, there's a reason the graphic that we're putting up shows you in his prison.
It's a fair point, Suge.
But just in case, Suge, we just want everyone to know.
It's a fair point.
You always show pictures of me in prison. Wow.
Okay, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Orange is not your color necessarily. I got it.
No, it's not.
Okay.
So first thing I want to say is that, you know, it's always a pleasure talking to you guys. But the thing is that Tupac has so much influence. And I'm always happy to have so many people who love him. You know, my son, Legend, him and his friends, that's their favorite rapper. And my son, Legend, now, he's a basketball player, but he want to be an artist and rapper because of Tupac.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So when I spoke with his mother, by the way, is one of the greatest mothers around. Tori does a great job with my son. She said that's all he wanted to do is be a rapper. And my granddaughter, sister, even says she loves him. So that says a lot. That makes me happy, you know?
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. That is the first clip. What do you take from that?
Yeah, you see, I was trying to figure out what's the reason for them getting in contact with him now, but trial is approaching, so I guess, you know, I'm trying to see what he's talking about as far as this Keefe D thing.
All right, let's go to the second clip that I have here of Suge Knight calling in TMZ from Donovan, R.J. Donovan Prison.
I would think that you're very interested in what happens in this trial.
Well, I'm interested in that it should really be a teaching moment. We've been through so much over the years, right? And not just, I mean, for his hip-hop, for a black man, we go through a lot. And society goes through a lot, in society, period. If we can't learn from it and learn something about it and teach something, we're wasting our time. So I definitely always down for trying to make everybody get a better view of life to help.
So, you know, the interesting thing about this case is that, you know, what the prosecution is saying is that the best witness for them is Keefe D, because he essentially confessed that he wrote a book. He's talked about this on podcasts. He's now kind of moonwalking back here and saying, well, I had a ghostwriter in the book. What do you make of that?
He's full of I look at it like this. It's not about picking on Keefe D, but at the same time, most of his situations, I know he did it to himself. I knew his lawyer. His lawyer was a friend of mine, and I knew about him having immunity and doing that deal a long time ago. But the crazy thing about it, for 30 years or so or more, it cost me my freedom. It cost me money. It cost me business deals. I paid a lot of the fact that from day one, even though I got a bullet an inch into my skull, they always says I'm the one who had Tupac killed, which is far from the truth. Every person who participated in that, they never brung up. But I believe in giving everybody the opportunity. I have a book coming out called Your Pain is My Joy. It was coming out this month. When I found out that he wasn't been going to trial, I said, well, I'm not going to put the book out. I'll put it out in September because it'll be too much, you know, for them to deal with. He deserves a fair shake. But I think what he should do, he already told everything. He already told on himself. He should deal with a situation where make it best for everybody. Put it in a situation where there's a lot of people who participated and a lot of people who they don't talk about. And I'm not here to say they should get punished because I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the revenge. I believe that my kindness comes from God. My strength comes from God. So I'm not on that page and saying they need to get punished, but it's sort of sad that every person has all dropped everything on Keefe D. When you look at it, he got immunity, so they can never charge him again. But then he was in bed and dealing with a guy that knew if you do a book, he was on one podcast 7 times, another podcast 5 times, and he did a book.
So,
that destroyed his immunity.
There you go. And Suge is 100% right. His immunity was revoked once he went public with those statements. But he said quite a few things in that clip, Munchie. He said he knew his lawyer. His lawyer during that immunity session with Greg Kading was a African attorney named E.D. Fall. And in the 90s and early 2000s, E.D. Fall was a high-profile attorney, well-known, very sought after. I haven't heard about him lately, but yeah, he was sitting right there next to Keefe D during the proffer session with the LAPD and Greg Caden.
He said a lot of people. He said he don't believe that people like revenge and people should be getting punished. You know what I mean? He went to religious quote. I wonder what he mean by that. Is he like referring to Puffy? You know what I mean?
And then he said there's other participants in the homicide of Tupac.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
and I believe that the normal, rational thinking person does not believe Suge Knight was ever a part of the homicide of Tupac. There were some conspiracy theorists that said he set him up, but I never believed that. And here we are 30 years later, and there's no evidence of that. That's crazy to put yourself in the same vehicle of,
I don't trust nobody that much.
shoot him up 10 times while I'm sitting next to him in a car. Nah. Can that happen? Maybe. But would it happen in most situations? Absolutely not. So,
So I could imagine immediately after sitting down with the police, you know what I mean, and meeting adjourned as far as the immunity in the interview he had with the police, talking about Keefe D, Suge knew about it right after, being that he friends with that lawyer, you know what I'm saying?
oh yeah.
And he knew the agreement, the immunity agreement, the proffer agreement. He knew what that was, so he probably watching him go on these interviews and looking like, look at this dummy. You know what I'm saying? Because he counted. He said 5 interviews on this one, 7 interviews on this podcast, and wrote a book. Like that shit crazy.
And the immunity deal with the LAPD was, I believe, 2008. Although I have seen some sources date the immunity deal 2009. So this was during the time when Suge was on the streets. He didn't get arrested till 2015 for what he did at Tam's Burger with his truck and running people over. So that means Suge was well aware of the immunity deal. For probably one of the first ones to find out about it, because he's tapped in with all these people, and then Kenner is his right hand man, the other lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And but this immunity deal, which a lot of people are confused about, there's a term for it. It's called Queen for a Day. Queen for a Day, meaning you can get away with anything you've done in your past today, this day. It's not for forever. It's not for every time you open your mouth. Queen for a day.
Okay, it is a slight distinction between a proffer and an immunity, right?
It's
a small one.
A proffer is you sitting down to share information,
and I think that's a queen for the day, because that term comes from the feds. You know what I'm
saying? But there's different levels of immunity. There's like 2 or 3 different levels of immunity.
Like a proffer and immunity is different, but it's similar.
Yeah, it overlaps for sure.
Yeah, but when they say queen for a day, I think they really that goes with the proffer thing.
The proffer is you sitting down, and the immunity is the results that you're going to receive.
Yeah, but the little thing they put with it, the queen for the day, that go with the proffer thing, and that come from the feds. Like that, they like came with that nickname for it.
Yeah, but what it means is that you're protected for everything you say on that day. On that day. It's not queen for life. It's not queen for a few years. It's queen for a day. So that means you can't be repeating this tomorrow, the next day, the next year, write a book, do interviews. And maybe he just thought that Las Vegas doesn't care. It's been, at that time, it was like 20-something years. They don't care.
It's funny that he doing all these interviews and writing books, and he living in Nevada at the time. He was living in Henderson.
Yeah, living about a couple of miles away from the scene of the crime.
Right.
But I don't believe any rational person thinks Suge had anything to do with it. But it did cost him his freedom to a certain extent, because he's talking about that kick, that dumb kick he did on Orlando Anderson in the lobby of that hotel in Vegas, cost him 9 years violation.
Right.
So, I mean, it cost you your freedom, but you didn't have to do that. Why is the CEO out there with Munchie and all the other mob pyrus stomping out Orlando Anderson. Oh, he felt he needed to join in.
9 years is crazy. He said he must have violated a joint suspension because, sheesh.
That was the maximum he was facing on the whatever case he was on probation for.
Yeah.
That Kenner got him the sweetheart deal for.
Right. It sounded like he violated a joint suspension. That's crazy, man. I remember that, and that's when he allegedly paid Baby Lane to, sit down and say that he was trying to break it up. He didn't jump him.
Yeah.
Right.
It didn't work, unfortunately. I think he gave, I heard anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000 to just come in there and just say it was.
I heard 60.
Yeah, it wasn't what it was, and that is an example of someone testifying for the defense. He didn't testify for the prosecution. He wasn't there for the government. He was there to assist a defendant as a witness for the defense. So a lot of people might confuse that being a witness for the prosecution. No, Orlando Anderson was not a witness for the prosecution. So he loses no street cred for trying to help, and he was paid for it. That's another thing. Someone will say, well, why would you do that? Well, he was paying me $60,000.
I would have did it too.
Yeah, that's why I was doing it. Other than that, I probably would have never done it. But shit, he wired my mama $60,000 and I pulled up. So there's a second motivation there too. I guess that's it on that clip. Any other thing stood out on that clip? The thing about the participants, there's other participants. Ooh. I'm not gonna say no names, he said.
You ain't gonna say no names, he said. He ain't say no names.
I know, that's what he says. And there's another.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, hey, man, look. Last Straight Politicking episode, they said if it's a witness that's currently housed in CDCR, which is, California Corrections, and we threw around ideas who it may be. And I believe if it was Suge, he would have been sitting in Las Vegas County Jail right now during this whole thing.
Well, the trial was in the jury selection phase, so I don't know what the protocol is like. When would they pull witnesses to?
Soon as when jury selection is over,
yeah,
and if he not in Nevada, then he not the witness.
But here's the thing: they said this trial could last from 4 to 6 weeks. So what if he is scheduled to testify halfway through the trial? He still got another week or two before they will pull him up, I believe. So I wouldn't completely rule it out. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, I got. Let's go to clip number 3 on Suge Knight talking to TMZ and Harvey Levin.
One thing I also want to say is that there was a girl I knew back in the day named SKG. She was black, Asian, about 5'6", 115 pounds. Now somebody else said they SKG. And they deal with a person that deals with Keefe D. They deal with a person who hated Tupac. All these people were saying the most horrible things about Tupac that you possibly can say about a man. And they was all lies. Now they want to act like they're going to report what's going on. But these guys is in Keefe D's camp, who tried to bail him out and help him. I don't look for bad on him, but I don't look for good on him. It is what it is.
Now, can you read or listen between the lines on that clip, Munchie B?
Yes, sir.
Well, first, before we go that deep into it, I think he was trying to throw shade at SKG gaining weight. She is not 115 pounds anymore, and that's just part of life with some women. They have children, they have kids, they put on 30, 40, 50 pounds, and that's just what it is.
She got the mom bod.
She got the mom bod. And I could tell that in her younger years she was very attractive. There's no doubt. That's why you gave her the name Suge Knight Girl, even though you had other girls. You was like, I want this one too. But in my opinion, Munchie, he is talking about SKG and Wack 100 collaborating, maybe, coming together, working together, being associated with each other.
Right.
And it just lets you know Suge Knight is listening to all of us. He's listening to everything we're doing out here.
he disappointed in her for even rocking with Wack, and he's saying all the disparaging things he's saying about Pac, you know what I mean? And he probably feel like she's supposed to have more allegiance to, you know, the former death row camp, you know what I'm saying?
Well, what did SKG's loyalty in was how Big U treated her.
Well, I'm tired of people clicking up with Wack based on hate for Big U, you know what I'm saying? And I can name a couple people that did that, like up to 5.
Yeah, well, I think that's what caused her to come forward is the Big U, even though it was years later.
Yeah, so she feeling like that's the only way she got a voice is through this man on a Clubhouse app.
Yeah, well, I guess she was starting to feel a certain kind of way. You know, you're seeing Wack 100. I'm sorry, you're seeing Big U making moves, being in documentaries, doing this, doing that, and at some point, something clicked in her to say, "I'm coming forward." It's similar to, tell me if this is a fair comparison. Mob James has been on the internet since 2017, talking his shit, doing his thing. FG been listening to him since he jumped on the internet. Never said nothing in 2017. Never said a word in 18, 19, or 20. But in the end of 2021, he heard Mob James say his name in an interview I think he did with Art of the Dialogue. And that's when FG was like, F that. F that. What's that? 5 years later, I'm about to drop. And a lot of people were like, well, why now, FG? Why in 2021, 2022 are you speaking out against Mob James when this dude has been on the internet for the last 5 or 6 years? And it's because he said his name. And I think something triggered SKG to finally say something about Big U. That's sort of a comparison that I make.
It's a fair comparison. That's the biggest mistake in Mob James' life, saying that man's name. He shouldn't even, you feel me? And because of you, Mob James, Streets and Scholars was born.
Yeah.
If you want to be real.
And he could have answered that question from Art of the Dialogue in a more diplomatic way. Like, hey, Art, I really don't want to get into that. You know, yeah, I know who FG is, but I got no answers for those questions. But he went on a big one. Oh, FG and whatever. If they got paperwork, let them present it. You know, he went big in that interview. And FG had, I guess FG felt he had no choice to come out and speak.
No, overstood.
Yeah, and I believe that if he would have never said his name or answered the question, because it was Art that asked the question, if he would have never answered it that way, I don't think FG would have ever came forward.
No. FG, you know what? He started moving different after FG spoke out too.
Oh, yeah. I think FG pretty much shut him up finally.
Humbled him.
Yeah, for sure. Even though every time I talk to FG, I always tell him, you did it. And he says, nah, you did it. And I said, nah, man, you did it. Nah, you did it.
Nah, y'all did it.
Yeah.
Y'all did it.
But something, I don't know what that trigger was for SKG to start talking mess about Big U, telling a story that happened like 10 years before, you know, or 8 years before. But hey, I mean, she got a right to tell the story.
I think a simple conversation with Wack, you know what I mean? And Wack put a battery in her back.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
But I like the way Suge Knight has a clever way of speaking on things, and he never said this dude's name, but I knew, as soon as I heard this clip, I knew exactly who he was talking about.
Everybody know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if everybody know. They got to be tapped in. They really got to be tapped into the content, to the stories, to the history, you know. I'm not sure. I guess what gave it away part was like the bailing. He tried to bail him out, you know.
Man, hey, shout out SKG. I believe she might have went through some traumatic, you know what I'm saying, with her experience with Big U, but clicking up with Cash Jones, I don't agree with, you know what I mean?
I couldn't agree with that more, man. And I believe SKG's story too, because
I do too.
She told the story that Nipsey asked her to come to a place, and when she got there, Big U was there.
And you got a similar experience.
I got an exact same story where Big U wanted to holler at me, so he used Nipsey to lure me over there.
Right.
I pulled up on Nipsey at the car wash on Hyde Park, and it's at West Boulevard. And when I get there, he's like, well, hold up. I got to wait for the big homie. I'm like, what big homie? He says, Big U. And That was the exact same thing. When she told that story, I was like, that's their thing that they probably used to do, Nipsey and Big U, you know, because everybody gonna pull up for Nip.
Right.
Everybody love Nip. Nip talking about, hey, let's do an interview. All right, I'm pulling up. It was a scam, you know. But me and Big U got over all those issues. But when she told that story,
Reminiscent of that.
yeah, I just laughed. I was like, I already know these people get down. I've been dealing with Big U for over 20 years. I've been dealing with Nipsey since '07. I met him in '07 when he was like 23. So I had to believe her story because I already know their get down. But I don't agree with the part you just said about collaborating with Homeboy.
Yeah, because I feel that SKG feel that since Big U got all this notoriety and respect, everybody go assume that he the innocent party or just side with him. And like you and I both said, I believe, you know, the story she threw out there, but you know, it's just the second half I don't agree with.
Yeah. All right, I got this fourth and final clip of Suge Knight talking to TMZ, talking to the 10 Mile Zone show. Here we go.
I have talked to you. I have talked to you over the years about this, and there's something I don't understand, because you just said a few minutes ago that you are not into revenge. That's why you're not going to talk. But Tupac was a close friend of yours, and isn't there a difference between revenge and justice? That you said earlier that Keefe D is full of and that you were kind of scoffing at him. So do you feel like there should be, I guess, what I call justice in the system where he's convicted and maybe others come forward and are convicted as well? Or do you think they should all be shut down?
Well, I think it's no justice from a man come from the inner cities in the courts. I think it's all revenge. So we never get justice. So when you really look at it,
You have 60 seconds remaining.
you just had it on your show, a white woman stabs a black man to death and kills him, and they get 3 or 4 years. People had guns, and they had tests to prove they was trying to kill me. It was a hit, and someone dies, and look how much time I got.
It seems like Suge was watching yesterday. He made the reference to Courtney Clenny.
Yeah.
Getting out in less than 2 years.
Well, you heard they said 60 seconds left, and they mean business in the penitentiary. So we have lost Suge, but I think he gave us his view of...
I really want to hear from him once Keefe D takes the stand.
All right, that's that clip. A little bit of first thing, Tupac. I don't agree Tupac was his close friend. You know how long he knew Tupac? How long were they
Knowing each other or been around each other?
I would say being around each other and getting to know each other.
Because they know each other, but prior to him joining Death Row. But you saying, you know, being like close acquaintance.
It's like either 10 or 11 months. He bailed him out in November of '95, and by September of 96, he's dead.
So you don't believe they could have grew close in that time?
I mean, that's my question to you. Like,
I believe so.
In 10 months, how close can you get with somebody?
I believe so.
You know,
I believe so, because I mean, in the 10, 11 months, you got Tupac getting MOB tags. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, I believe they had somewhat of a big brother, little brother relationship in that short time.
Hey, it was a nice. It's an incredible run, short little 10-month run that earned millions and millions of dollars for both of them. But okay, maybe they were close, but I always like, damn, 10 months, 11 months, how close can you get with somebody, you know?
All right, let me ask you something then. Because I met Spotter Loc through you, right?
Yeah.
And from the time, I'm not going to start the clock from the time you introduced this, but from the time we start hanging out, from the time we stopped, how long you think that was?
Oh, man. I'd say 1 year.
About the same time as Suge and Pac, right?
Yeah.
So could you say we had the potential to be close?
I would say y'all were on that trajectory, but if y'all were close, it wouldn't have went so left the way it did.
Went left so easily, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like I can't imagine ever going left on you for even if you did something to me that I didn't like. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
We'll deal with this offline.
Right.
You know, behind the scenes. And then to do it so publicly, nah, you don't do that to close friends. You know.
Yeah, you right.
So, but y'all could have been close friends. You know.
All right. No, I was just giving a comparison.
But I do know, you know, I've known Spider since I actually knew Spider since 2004, but I didn't develop a relationship with him back then. I used to see him at spots, but it wasn't until 2018 or 19. And I will say that Spider is a tough guy to get along with sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think deep down there's a good person underneath there that people don't see, because I've had some real great conversations with him on religion, you know, on God, on the meaning of life, probably conversations that most of us don't even have with each other.
Right.
You know, but he has a interesting history with growing up in the church, going to Alabama to be a preacher, you know, and then coming back to the streets to thug it out. So, you know, but I do understand that he creates a lot of controversy. There's a lot of conflict around his name, and he rubs a lot of people the wrong way, unfortunately.
Right.
But hey, you know, once you're the age that we are, I'm a few years older than Spider. Man, once you get to the age once you get into the 40s, man, you kind of, I've been told you're set in your ways. There's not that much rehabilitation or changing that you can do. Although, you know, my wife tells me a lot of times that I've changed a lot, you know, over the last decade of being more attentive and taking care of more responsibilities around the house and things of that sort. So, you know, I do believe older people can make changes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's probably a slim chance though. Like you said, you kind of set in your ways when you enter your 40s.
What's that saying? They say you
can't teach your old dog new tricks.
Yeah. But I do question the closeness between Suge and Pac. But of course, I wasn't there. I'm just speculating looking on from the outside looking in. But he also said something about there's no justice, and I may not have heard this right, but he said when you're in your 50s, basically, is he trying to say if you're in your 50s, you're already too old? Why even pursue it?
No, he said when you're in your 50s, it's not justice, it's revenge.
Yeah, so
at that point, it's revenge. You know what I'm saying?
So he. What's the alternative to that? The alternative to that is don't even pursue it.
No, because it's not justice. Because at this point, all Tupac loved ones then died off. His mama even said at the point, like before passing, like, you know, she not even this case, like, you know what I'm saying? That's not her. You know what I mean? So it's revenge, bro. Like it's all in the you know, the motivated.
So you're saying Clark County is this a revenge case?
Right. Okay. Right. He got her. It ain't justice. It ain't. Who is it justice for?
Well, I think that part of it is,
especially trying to get a dying declaration out of Tupac, and his last words was "F you" to the police.
Yeah, that's what the.
He didn't even want y'all justice. You know what I mean? So it's revenge, man.
I also think that you can't embarrass an office, a district attorney's office. It's quite embarrassing because I'm sure the DAs over there say, "Hey, are you listening to this guy on the internet? He's talking about the murder he did here in this town, and y'all ain't doing nothing about it."
Vegas, y'all gonna let him get away with that?
Yeah,
right.
So somebody put a battery in their pack and say, "Hey, do something about this because this is quite embarrassing for our county,
right?
For our city,
right?
You know." And like Suge said in that first clip, he did it to himself, and I agree with that 100%. Keefe D did it to himself.
Yeah,
and we're gonna transition to the story of a Bell police officer that got charged with stalking, and he did this to himself for sure, because we all know that law enforcement, they have access to databases,
right?
That we mere civilians don't have access to.
Right.
We can try to hack into them. I know some people that have done that, but it's very difficult. And with the way IP addresses provide location, you're going to get caught trying to hack into these databases. I remember when my son was like 9 or 10, he was watching some show, some kid, like Nickelodeon show with these kids were hackers. And my son started trying to learn how to hack when he was like 8 or 9 or 10. And I had to stop him. I was like, unless you want the police to come to our front door, you cannot be hacking into computers, because it's not that. If you're resourceful, you can get in.
Hey, I would have let my son do his thing.
Yeah, but they would have came to your house.
Nah, that's kind of impressive for a 9-year-old.
Well, but you're birthing a future criminal. You know? You're birthing a future.
Who knows? No, for real. Who knows? He probably would have went to law enforcement and been a specialist. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't know. I would have let that fly, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Inspired by like a kid's show, some hackers.
Like, for real. Like he like the Spy Kids. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like that's the real story. Like, nah, man, I would have let that fly, bro. It's certain things that kids do that parents be like, stop. I'm not saying that, bro, because it ain't like he over there learning how to take the chain off a bike and steal a bike, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you get on some of these.
That's kind of sophisticated for a 9-year-old. I'm impressed.
You get in some of these chat rooms on the internet, and you get to talking and hearing from other people, man. I didn't want to. I'm not taking that chance.
Man, your son would have hacked your voicemail. Like, Mom, Dad was talking to Nancy. She left a message, said meet her at the restaurant.
But one of the most revered databases that we would all love to just be able to like peruse and look in if we can.
What's that?
The DMV.
Yeah.
The DMV.
DMV records is something else.
And this police officer, I guess you're not allowed to go into the DMV database for your own personal use. It's got to be for official business only. And this Bell police officer went into the database because he was trying to find out information about his ex-girlfriend. Here, let me just read this article that just dropped. A Bell Police Department officer was arrested after he was accused of stalking and tracking. James Ixcoy, that's Ixcoy, 30 years old, of the Bell Police Department, planted a tracking device on his ex-girlfriend's vehicle and accessed a department DMV database authorized to get information on his ex's former boyfriend, according to the DA's office. The DA also added that the alleged crimes happened within a month from each other in 2025. This is just dropping now, so I guess it took a while before they
released it.
Yeah, connected all the dots. The officer was arrested following an independent investigation conducted by officials from neighboring entity Bell Gardens Police. Following the department's investigation, the case was submitted to the DA for review, and charges against Ixcoy were filed. Recognizing the importance of public trust and accountability in law enforcement, specifically assigned investigators reviewed available evidence, interviewed witnesses, and evaluated information relevant to the allegations. Ixcoy was charged with accessing and using computer data without permission and unlawful use of an electronic tracking device. If convicted, he faces up to 3 years, 6 months behind bars. And the only thing that this article does not mention, which I really want to know, is can he lose his post-certification, meaning his career as a police officer is over? That's not discussed.
I don't think so. I think he'll resign before that happened. Do his time to come back and be a police officer again.
Yeah, and get hired in a whole nother department like these cops often do.
But could we please get this on the ballot? Let us vote on this. It needs to be an enhancement when police abuse their power. There need to be an enhancement, just like you got enhancements for using masks in certain crimes, gun enhancement, gang enhancements. We need an enhancement for this when police abuse their power. You know what I'm saying? Going into databases and using it for their personal gain.
I bet you there was a time when they all did this and there was no tracking of it. Now everything is documented. You got to
log in.
Yeah, you got to log in. It's under your name, or you get someone else to log in. But let me play this short clip that the local news did on this story.
A Bell police officer has been charged with illegally accessing DMV information and placing a tracking device on his ex-girlfriend's car. Prosecutors say 30-year-old James Ixcoy used a DMV database on July 17th to look up the registration on his ex-girlfriend's former boyfriend. They say the next day he placed a tracking device on her car to spy on them. Ixcoy was arrested yesterday and charged with accessing and using computer data without permission. He's also charged with unlawful use of an electronic tracking device. He faces up to 3 years and 6 months in jail if he's convicted.
Hey, this clip reminded me of a term that you guys use for dudes who be simping now.
Tender.
Yeah, you go. Would you say this cop got a little tender?
Yeah, he way past tender. But he not gonna do the time. Even though I think he should get the max on this, because I don't think being a public servant you should be abusing your power. But he not gonna do the 3 years.
Yeah,
he'll get between 30 days in the county jail or probation. Probably no jail time, but at the most 30 days.
All right, people out there, what should Officer Ixcoy get? This is what I feel he should get.
What's that?
He should get the whole 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
and he should lose his police officer certification, meaning he can't get rehired again. That's the max. And I feel like we got to start giving these cops the max. This is corruption.
Mm-hmm.
This is police corruption.
Right.
But there's a good chance he gets 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't lose any of his certification as a cop, and then gets hired in Huntington Park.
Yeah, I say get probation or maybe at the most 30 days county jail time.
All right, I need the people to tap in. What should this cop do? What should James Ixcoy, 30 years old, what should he get?
And viewers, remember this, because we go come back to this, and this going to be a clip when we revisit this after his sentencing. I'm telling you.
And the reason why this is really serious is because police officers have a high domestic violence rate. And this is like quintessential domestic, leading up to domestic violence.
Hold on. So that's documented?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Whoa.
We've covered a couple of stories like that. Remember the lesbian couple?
Okay, yeah. But
Orange County?
We got Mayor James Butts of Inglewood, that's a former Santa Monica police, and he have a lot of domestic violence in his background, but it disappears and goes away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's funny that you said that, because, okay, all right.
But domestic violence is considered a minor offense when police do it. It's not really considered police corruption. It's just considered their personal behavior, you know. But this guy went a little bit beyond. He's accessing databases. He's using tracking devices. So this could possibly lead to domestic violence. And also, has James Ixcoy ever testified against a defendant in court?
If so, hey, man, let's get this back in court, man.
Imagine if he testified against someone that was on trial for domestic violence.
He probably did. One of them Bell Garden residents.
Yeah. All right. So what should James Ixcoy get? I'm gonna have his picture right there. What should this guy get? He looks like a nerd with these glasses on, huh? Yeah. What should he get? And then let's go to another cop. Now this cop is on the other side, in my view. He's on the other side. I don't feel like anything should happen to this cop, because he's what they call it whistleblowing. But you know, whistleblowing is just a different type of snitch.
All right.
It's a different type of snitch, but
it's a good snitch.
It's a good snitch, yeah.
Right.
When you're working in corporate America and you're exposing, you know, the secrets of Microsoft or Google and some shady practicing that they're doing, you're the whistleblower.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just a cute way of saying snitch. Snowden. I don't know if you're familiar with this guy, Snowden. He used to work for the government, U.S. government. He dropped all kind of secret stuff that the government was doing. He had to flee to another country because the government is going to indict him and give him a life sentence. So right now Snowden is free, but he's considered one of the biggest
fugitives
government whistleblowers in the history of America. Let me see, where is Snowden at now?
Somewhere he can't get extradited.
I seen him give an interview, like a Zoom interview. Edward Snowden, a former contractor for the United States National Security Agency, the NSA, leaked thousands of classified documents. His actions exposed massive secret domestic and global mass surveillance programs run by the U.S. government. And because of that, he had to flee. The U.S. government charged Snowden under the Espionage Act of 1917. Snowden fled the U.S., first to Hong Kong and then to Russia, where he received asylum. So he had to go to an enemy country, to find a place to be free. And unfortunately, I think that with Edward Snowden was important, but at the same time, do those secrets compromise the safety of the United States, the safety of California, the safety of Inglewood? How much does it compromise our safety?
So is he a whistleblower or he's giving up them type of secrets that could compromise and breach security?
Well, that's what the United States is accusing him of.
So they probably trying to
But some of the stuff was shady shit too, though. He was exposing.
Okay.
So we can't be hating on all the whistleblowers. That's why this LAPD officer, David Flores. Let me tell you what David Flores did. This was risky. David Flores was risky. Apparently, he been hearing a lot of cops talking their shit, their racist stuff, their homophobic stuff, and I guess he felt. Now, this is all speculation. I guess he felt these people ain't fit to be police officers. And he's Latino, so he's probably hearing stuff that white cops are saying against Mexicans. So this article just dropped. LAPD officer pleads not guilty to illegally recording his co-workers' conversations. LAPD officer accused of illegally recording co-workers allegedly saying sexist, homophobic, and racist remarks is charged. Daniel Flores, 43 years old, and this is the kicker right here, Munchie. He faces 16 counts, felonies, for allegedly recording his colleagues without the permission that could lead to a sentence of up to 13 years. Of course, we know he ain't going to get 13, but those 16 counts are serious, though.
I think the charges of the stalking officer of Bell Gardens is way worse than this, and he's looking at more years.
Yeah, that goose facing 3. He's facing 13. The L.A. County DA's office has said that he secretly recorded his co-workers 122 times while working at LAPD's Recruitment and Employment Division in 2024. The defendant's motive to make the recordings was less altruistic and more personally motivated to avoid being transferred to patrol and to reap financial windfall from suing the city of LA, according to DA. That's the DA. See, that I don't know how true this narrative is going to be, but it's clear they setting this dude up. They setting him up for failure. They're saying, oh, no, he didn't record this to expose any negative things about the department. He exposed this for his own personal benefit. Well, we'll find out. Flores claimed in a hostile workplace lawsuit filed against the city in June that he recorded the conversations as part of a lawful investigation into officers using slurs. He also claimed that the hostile workplace environment began in late 2021 when a new supervisor took over his division. Flores claimed the supervisor repeatedly made derogatory statements and fostered an environment in which other employees were encouraged to do the same. Is it likely that it's happening in the 2020s?
Yes, Sarsky.
Absolutely. Flores said he submitted complaints about his coworkers' comments and more than 120 recordings to LAPD's Internal Affairs Division and the LA Police Commission in January 2025. Okay. From what I was reading somewhere else that he submitted a complaint anonymously. Let me see. Flores said he submitted complaints about his coworkers' comments in more than 120 recordings. Okay, in January 2025. One can address important issues by going through the proper legal channels, the DA said. If one chooses a law-breaking path instead, then the consequences will be straightforward and significant. Oh, man, Nathan Hochman, I'm disappointed. He's saying the way he acquired the information is not proper. But the information itself is probably important, but he didn't do it the right way. So therefore, we're going to prosecute this dude. Oh man, I'm hot over this story, man.
Well, ain't no jury gonna see it that way.
His attorney, Alan Jackson, said Flores is being targeted for reporting racism within the department. And you know that the racism he's reporting is against other white cops. Because no black cops is going to go this hard. And obviously it's not other Latino cops. So these are white cops that he just did not like the things they were saying. His lawyer, Alan Jackson, said... it makes no sense. It's abusive From now until this case is over, we will defend Mr. Flores as vigorously as we possibly can against what we think is prosecutorial overreach. I agree. 100%. In court filings, some colleagues said Flores at times made references to the desire to earn large payouts from the department in the form of civil lawsuits, which he allegedly referred to as the LAPD lottery. Well, I guess if they got evidence on that, that's not going to be good for him. Prosecutors said Flores used the recordings to cash in on his job at the department without working, and we already can see how this is going. It's going to be a fight between his defense saying that you guys are trying to cover up corruption, and the DA is now saying, nah, he did this because he knew he was going to sue, and he's trying to get money, and this has nothing to do with, he cared about exposing racism. So what side do you see on this?
This going the distance. I don't think the jury gonna see it the prosecution way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You gotta find, especially here in downtown LA.
Right.
Nah, I feel like this is a case that the DA is just gonna have to dismiss at some point.
Mm-hmm. Gotta toss it.
You gotta toss this case.
And when they tossed it, Mr. Flores, you sue.
Yeah. Well, I think he already had a lawsuit, if I read this correctly. But I think the DA is getting pressure from the higher ups of the LAPD, and so this is a knee-jerk reaction. Let me do something to satisfy the police, the higher ups, and then 6 months from now, just tell them, hey man, we don't got a case. Y'all effed up. Y'all shouldn't be talking like that behind closed doors. And this happened. We covered it. No, me and FG covered a similar story when the LA City Council members, the Latino City Council members, were talking anti-black talk.
We covered it.
Well, this happened before. This happened in 2021 and 2022.
We covered it. That lady was talking crazy.
Yeah, the lady was talking crazy.
She was the leader.
She resigned immediately, but De Leon, he didn't want to resign, so he eventually got voted out. But they were secretly recorded. And I remember some of the story was, we need to find out who did these recordings rather than
focusing on
what the recordings captured.
Right.
They're more concerned about who secretly recorded this. We got to find this person. And I don't think they ever did. I'm not sure if they ever found out who did those recordings. At least it wasn't never reported in a large story. So, man, David Flores, you found yourself in some trouble, but I think you might be able to weasel your way out this situation because those cops were wrong.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to be all right.
And here's the sad part here. At the end of the article, it says LAPD Chief Jim McDonald said he supported prosecutors filing charges against Flores.
I bet.
And I've met Jim McDonald quite a few times. I've interviewed him on StreetTV before he was the chief. And he always seemed to be a nice guy. He was always accessible. You put a microphone in his face, he'll do the interview. But I'm disappointed in Mr. McDonald, Chief McDonald, on this one. He said here, I'm committed to ensuring the workplace is professional, respectful, and free from misconduct. And any employee who violates those standards will be held accountable. Well, the ones that he recorded, the ones that Flores recorded were the ones that were engaging in misconduct. So we don't even know. We don't even got those names. Those names need to be blasted.
When they go to, if it go to distance, the names, they come up.
Hey, all these audios got to become public if it goes to trial.
And we go get them.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear these. How many recordings did it say? 120 recordings. Oh, would love to hear those. And I don't think the DA wants those to become public.
No, of course not.
So, damn, 13 years though?
More years than the stalker.
13 years for secretly recording. But this goes into a whole nother thing here that in our content space, Munchie, and you've been victim to it, being secretly recorded over the phone. Mm-hmm. It's the same offense. This story is a good example that, hey, you can get hit with a felony secretly recording someone. In California, you have to have consent to record someone over the phone.
Right.
And if you record someone and then post it, Munchie, that's a felony.
Right.
And how many times have we seen Mr. Cash Jones do this?
Well, I've been recorded maybe 3 times. Keep falling for the same thing. So, yeah, by him.
He's had have done this at least a dozen times or more.
Mm-hmm.
I lost track, but no charges.
You know how that go. He the
No accountability.
He the YouTube Whitey Bulger. So his day come.
Oh, that's the new name now. He's the YouTube Whitey Bulger.
Yeah, his day come though.
Okay. All right, man. We've covered this story at least 2 other times. I think you're a fan of this girl too. To keep it real, but this girl Adva Lavie, who
is it Ava or Adva?
Let me see here. I may have spelled it wrong in my notes.
You might be right, but
they got here as Adva in the article.
Okay.
And she goes by another name named Mia, but I think
loves to treat herself.
And she goes by another name, Mia Ventura, but I think Mia Ventura is a alias.
Yeah.
They have her charged under Adva Lavie. But this woman was already charged on a story we did before, just scamming and stealing from older men.
Right.
And she's out on bail. For some reason, she cut off her monitor. And she got rearrested, and now she's facing charges in both L.A. County, Orange County, and L.A. County and
Riverside.
Riverside. And they gave her 0 bail this time. She ain't getting out this time. And it says here, L.A. model and influencer. This is brand new article on this lady. L.A. model and influencer accused of stealing from dates denied mental health diversion. A judge denied Mia Ventura, a.k.a. Adva Lavie, a request for mental health diversion, leaving her jailed without bond as she faces multiple theft-related charges. Lavie's legal team argues she needs treatment for psychiatric disorders, not incarceration, but the judge rejected that request, clearing the way for prosecutors to continue pursuing a case that includes allegations detailed in a 400-page document submitted by the DA's office. Lavie appeared on the Access Vegas podcast in 2024, where she said she stopped doing OnlyFans and was in real estate school. Prosecutors say that during that taping, Lavie got up from her chair and allegedly stole items belonging to other guests from the green room, including credit cards. They say the stolen card was later used at a pricey Beverly Hills salon. Prosecutors also accused Lavie, who appeared in Penthouse and Playboy, of stealing from a 78-year-old man she was dating. Oh, that's crazy. Investigators claim Lavie allegedly stole $17,000 from him, and she stole $100,000 in designer clothes and gold coins from a Van Nuys home, totaling $121,000 in losses. $121,000 in losses, yes. Detectives also say that Lavie later posted an apartment tour on TikTok and posted video which showed the stolen clothing in her closet. They further allege she told the same man that her mother had died and asked him for $25,000 to cover funeral expenses. Well, that's not a crime, right? That part ain't the crime. If he voluntarily gave her 25 racks. So,
I mean, is it against the law to be a liar? I mean,
no.
She lied and got $25,000 out of him.
Well, she got a lot out of him, including jewelry and clothes. The court documents outline additional allegations, including claims Lavie stole a Rolex from a man who refused to buy her a Coachella wristband, and allegedly nabbing designer purses from a woman she shared an Airbnb with in France. So, yeah, she's in custody. She's in Linwood right now, the Linwood County Jail for Women, and it don't look like she's gonna be getting out anytime soon with that no bail.
Well, I don't agree with them denying the mental health diversion just because she doing like sophisticated type moves. Cause she's a master manipulator for sure. Yeah. Like to get up the way she got up during that podcast, wipe everybody out, and then come back and sit back like nothing happened. It was just normal the way she was and poised.
Left. Let me introduce our guest today. First, she's from San Francisco. She's a content creator. She's in bottle service. She's a student, and it's Emily. Emily, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
There she is, Emily. All right. She is from Israel. She's a model, and she's training to be a realtor. It's Mia Ventura. Mia?
Hi, nice to be here.
Welcome, Mia. Awesome.
About this.
Yeah.
I come from a country where we have massive war right now, and it feels to me like we really need a leader who puts it to stop.
What country?
And as a woman, I come from
Israel.
Israel.
Oh, okay.
I'm Israeli.
Mhm.
As a woman, I would love to vote for a woman, and I would love to have a woman leader. I come from a country where we had one woman leader. Her name was Golda Meir, but she was a leader. Like she had this thing into her, like this aura of leadership that, again, I definitely support other people's opinions, but that's something that unfortunately Kamala, in my personal opinion, doesn't have. And Trump has this leadership personality where it feels to me like everything that is happening in Ukraine and Russia right now, and everything that is happening with Israel and Gaza, Palestine, is definitely going to be like, if we have a strong leadership in America, all these wars and all those innocent people that are dying right now would probably be over with. And it's when I came to this country to definitely be a free woman. And I felt like when I came from Jerusalem, to me, America was super free because I could wear whatever I want and I could do whatever I want. But after 5 years of being super liberal and super free and the OnlyFans chick, about a year ago, I stopped doing OnlyFans, and now I'm in real estate school, and I just want to be home and find a man and cook for him and just be a wife. So at the end of the day, I come from I had it all. I had this $50,000 a month from OnlyFans, and I had this 1 million followers on Instagram, and I had all this fame of being a penthouse pet of the year, and all this magazine covers and all this fame. And at the end of the day, all I want is get married and have kids and just be home pregnant and cook for my husband.
But that's me too.
So,
Ooh, that's a level of manipulation is crazy, but that don't mean she don't got mental health issues.
Yeah. Well, the mental health issues, if they argue it again, might get her a lesser sentence and then maybe give her some treatment. But I think this woman this is just what she does, man.
Right, she a con artist.
Yeah. And the thing is, she has the ability to do what a lot of other pretty chicks do on social media, create a platform, become an influencer, promote clothes and other types of items, go on podcasts, create a podcast. I mean, this woman had the ability to probably make, 10, 15, 20,000 a month legally. She got her body done up a little bit, so she definitely has that sex appeal that a lot of people like. So why just steal? But she's sitting in Linwood right now, 0 bail, and she has a $20,000 bail on another offense, but that's not going to happen because of the 0 bail on the current offense.
Whatever that was, that's small, 20,000.
Yeah,
it ain't that serious of a case.
And she has a warrant. She has a warrant in Riverside County, and then she's got to face these charges in Beverly Hills here in LA County. So I don't think they're playing with her this time.
So, what you think she looking at? Around what?
She's not looking at no serious time. She's just gonna sit down for a little bit. I wouldn't even be surprised if she's out of jail a year from now. But she ain't getting out in 2026. That's for sure. She might even have to sit in there for most of 2027.
Let's be honest. The longer she fight this case, all her victims is older, so they been died off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
78. That's just one of her victims, but she target older gentlemen, so their memory is foggy. They don't remember things. No, for real. It's them getting on the stand go be kind of comical.
This probably will never go to trial. She's just gonna take a little short deal.
I'll drag all them old ass men to trial.
Oops. Say that again.
I will drag all them old ass men to trial if I was her. Just cross-examine them. And that testimony gonna be a shit show, bro.
Yeah, it's most likely not gonna even get to that point.
Speedy trial it, baby.
I don't know if she still has that right since she's already out. She was out on bond and she was under ankle monitor.
Okay, yeah, the process already got going.
Yeah, I got this clip here. Let me play this clip from the local news.
The case of an LA influencer accused of targeting wealthy men on dating apps took a dramatic turn during a court hearing today.
Adva Lavie, better known as Mia Ventura, will be held without bail. And with more on why a judge reached that decision, here's Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes.
Adva Lavie is the online model / influencer known as Mia Ventura, or Shoshana, or just plain Shana. She was arrested earlier this year, accused of using various dating apps to build relationships, then rob, steal, and extort older wealthy men and younger women as well. Investigators say her victims are scattered all across the area: Westlake Village, West Hollywood, Beverly Hills, and L.A. This week, Lavie was arrested on a warrant accusing her of stealing more than $10,000 worth of jewelry and other items in Indio last year. Now, missing during that arrest was a court-ordered ankle monitor Lavie was supposed to be wearing. In court today, a judge ruled since Lavie has violated multiple court orders, applying for a second Israeli passport once her original one was confiscated, and taking off that GPS monitor, well, he ruled that she will be held in custody without bail until her trial. Her attorneys afterwards saying they still have a strong case to beat all the charges against her.
Adva has gone through a lot in her life. She's a work in progress. She is not perfect. She's made mistakes, but she's doing the best she can. She's improving, and we're proud to represent her. And obviously, the judge made a decision today. We respect it completely.
Lavie is due back in court on August 10th for a mental health hearing. She's facing up to 11 years in prison if convicted. She has pleaded not guilty to the charges. In Van Nuys, Rob Hayes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
She tried to apply for another passport. She trying to get on.
Yeah,
that's why you got no bail, baby.
I guess she figured her time right here. She need a little vacation.
Vacation, my ass. Hey, bro, she's gonna run from this, bro. It's funny.
But she's clearly more Americanized than. But she does look like she got roots in Israel. But she's definitely with the American lifestyle. So how long can you stay away from the United States? I guess Russell Simmons just did it. Russell Simmons ain't walked back in America in like 10 years.
I believe she got the capability of staying away.
Yeah, because she did spend time in France, and she was hustling and stealing over there too.
You're right. She's a very sophisticated young lady. She's a manipulator, and she tried to get up out of here. That is funny.
Hey, when her looks start wearing down, it's not going to be as easy. She goes on these apps, and I guess they swipe. Everyone here's my guess: any older man that swipes on her, boom, she's going for it.
Well, I believe her end goal should have been settling in on who she's going to marry, and she should have aimed towards a 78-year-old, marry him, knowing he go die soon.
That's what Anna Nicole Smith did back in the day.
Right.
Married her a billionaire.
Sheesh.
Like 80, he was an 80-year-old billionaire.
I mean, look, bro, being a woman, man, is lovely. They winning it in certain columns. You know what I mean? Look at the luxury they got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. She was getting to it though. She was getting to it. Jewelry, money, clothes.
It sounds like a good idea. I might find me an older lady that got, some property and no grandkids, and that's gonna leave me everything.
All right. Well, I haven't heard you say free Adva, free Adva Lavie, freer or no?
Yeah, I say freer, man. I say freer.
Yeah, maybe she needs to sit down for a minute. Now that she's sitting down, at least when she get out, all of this stuff now will be behind her. She'll start on fresh with on a new board.
So basically, get it all out the way.
Get all this, rather than run from it.
Yeah, because she was ready to hop on, go through customs and get on.
You only gonna get
so that alerted the courts that she applied for another passport. That's good to know that you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and one of her victims though, I had another clip that I don't know where it's at. One of her victims came to the court, and she called that victim a drunk in the court. She said, "Oh, that person is a female too, female victim." Came to one of her court hearings. So
yeah, she probably waited till she got drunk and wiped her out.
So she's gonna sit down for a little bit, maybe a year, maybe two. I don't know.
Some change.
And it'll be all over with. And then she'll start fresh. I don't think she's gonna stop much.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, she's addicted to the lifestyle right now. She's only 30, so she's in it to win it. All right, Munch. what's the content that you want people to go tap in with that you about to be dropping or already dropped?
Well, by the time this come out, I'm gonna have my reaction to Poetic Flacco's relative.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, and he you know, he exposes some things about Poetic Flacco's past, and then I want everybody to check out the reaction I did to Scrap of Cliche 93 YouTube channel, and you know, he give his account of how his folks was affected by Wack 100 online antics and reciting things, and it's leading to investigations. So
damn,
Morals Over Money TV, like, hype, subscribe, man, and you know,
go tap in.
Mm-hmm.
Run those videos up on the Morals Over Money YouTube channel, and make sure you're tapped into the StreetTV channel. And if you want to listen to the show, we're on all audio podcast platforms. Shout out to the Spotify and Apple listeners. Y'all are the majority. But we're on every single one of those platforms. And if you want to watch clips, go to the StreetTV YouTube channel. We got a playlist there called Straight Politicking Clips. And we out.